So this is like something I thought about for a while, right? I made an analogy for this, okay? Let's say let's say that going pro, let me move this camera closer. Let's say that going pro is a destination, and I'll add on to like the description of going pro. But let's say it's a destination, right? There's two ways to get to a destination. You can walk there or you can drive there. And people who just practice Counter-Strike and just aim train, just DM, just pug, just scrim, and all they do is Counter-Strike, you're basically walking to that destination of going pro. And it's like, yeah, you might end up getting there, but you're probably gonna be really tired as fuck at the end of each day on that journey there. You're also probably like gonna take a lot longer to get there, and you're gonna move way slower. All right. The other way to get there driving, that's like working on yourself outside the game. So that's like building out, like work on your personality, work on your mental health, work on your confidence, working on your social skills, working on your emotional intelligence, working on being a team player, like being introspective and seeing where your shortcomings are as a person, meditating. Like that's like building a car to get you to pro. So you can take that car, like yourself as a vehicle is the vehicle, and now you can get to that. You can go pro faster because you're gonna be able to move faster to that destination because you like worked on all these things outside the game. Your practice is gonna become so much more effective. You'll be so much more efficient. You're not gonna be so anxious, and you know you gotta think about it like when it comes to improving at anything. It's all about stress and recovery. If you're less stressed overall, then you can put on more stress through practice and recover more. So like, let's say you have like a really shitty life and you're always stressed out, you're not gonna be able to practice that much and recover because you already have high levels of stress. Like lowering all that shit helps you like in the long run. It's all about stress and recovery, dude. And so like with that example as well about the car and walking to the destination of going pro, let's say you don't make it. Let's say you don't go pro, because it's really likely that a lot of people won't. It's really likely that I won't go pro. Like that's something you just have to accept, right? Let's say you don't go pro and you spent your whole time trying to walk to this destination and it never works out, and you want to go to somewhere else now. Let's say now you want to be a photographer. Bitch, you didn't build a car. You walked the whole way. Now you're gonna have to walk the whole way to photography. You don't have anything to take away from the game. It's like if all you do is grind CS and you walk there, when this falls apart, you got nothing out of it that lasts the rest of your life. Versus someone who built a car, worked on their mental health, all that shit I listed, confidence, all that stuff. If they don't go pro in Counter-Strike, they still built up all these things to go pro in Counter-Strike that they can use elsewhere. Like they still built all these skills. So like if I don't go pro in CS, I'm fine with that because I'm confident in myself that I could achieve anything else like I put my mind to. I'm still confident I'm probably gonna go pro. Like, bro, I put so much time into this, but it's like I've worked on so many other things besides Counter-Strike that like makes me okay with it not happening if it does, because I'm confident that I can use these skills elsewhere. Like the skill of leading, even though it's like in a game, like this is a great way to build up leadership skills or teamwork skills, like being able to take criticism. Like I built up a lot of things that came from this game that will follow me for the rest of my life. And that's what I'm saying about building a car versus walking. Like you built your own car. And the other thing too is that going pro, that destination is constantly moving. People are constantly evolving and getting better and better and better. And if you walked the whole way there, you're gonna have to keep on walking to keep up with the destination. Think of it as like a moving circus. Like, yeah, you may have made it pro, but you only lasted one season. You fell off. And it's like if you got to walk to every time that level of skill shifts up, then you're gonna like constantly be on the chase. But if like you work on yourself, you build that car, you'll be able to follow like the meta and like the level of skill that when it keeps on going up, like because you have to keep up with the new talent, and that's how you keep up with it, by having a car built. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? That's like the analogy I thought of when I was thinking about this, like why it's good to like work on improving yourself and not just grind the game, because it's like building a car. You get to get there faster. You're more relaxed on the drive there. You're not so tired after every day of traveling to that destination because you're driving versus walking. Like, do you see what I'm saying? And you can spend less time traveling to that destination and still cover the same amount of distance. So someone who only grinds CS probably has to practice like 10 hours a day to get what I get out of 1 hour of practicing, because I put everything into focus and efficiency when I practice. Does that make sense? Get your page up, get your elo up. I mean, you're a one-of-a-kind content creator, so you gotta respect that. I appreciate that, bro. That's my whole goal with this channel, man, because like I was thinking about, I was like, you kind of have to like set yourself off apart from the rest, and there's so many tips and tricks YouTubers that just like show tricks. But my whole goal of the channel is just like talk about fucking everything. Everything. I'm gonna be the first person to go pro and document the whole way and give tips about everything I learned. Everything. I'm an open book, dude. I'm literally gonna share part of my strat book and like how I approach the game, because I just want to be that open book so other people can learn. And then, you know, that shit lasts forever. Like when I go pro, you know, and then I end up retiring like 10, 12 years from now, whatever the fuck. People are all going to be like, oh yeah, inspired by Sam R. Inspired by Sam R. You know, I watched all his, like, that's my goal, dude. Is like something that lasts beyond just me going pro. I'll be an open book, man. Everything I fucking learned, everything in the game, outside the game, leadership skills, teamwork skills, emotional, all that good shit, dude. All that good shit.